All right, yeah, I know I said that last video in Waynesville was going to be my last one for the day for July 13th, 2023. But I just got home a few minutes ago and just kicked back in my chair outside. Got me something cold to drink here, nice cold seltzer water, and just kicked back under my magnolia tree here, which is one of my favorite places to just sit and chill and relax, enjoy the backyard. But our Rose of Sharon too is in full bloom right now. Thing looks great, love it. When there's actually this one's Rose of Sharon right here as well, up against the magnolia. That's the magnolia here behind me. I just actually here in the past month or so, I finally got around to trimming underneath of this thing, and I'm so glad I did. I mean, just the way it looked was one thing, but now that I've trimmed up in here, it's a great place to sit in the shade. It's my new favorite place to sit in the shade. But yeah, just thought I'd talk a little bit more. You know, again, this is essentially my video journals, as I've said, you know, many times. And just along that lines, just I'd mentioned my mom and her health, and you know, her being in the hospital again. And as I'd said, I was up in Yukon. We're about 2 weeks shy of when I made it to the Yukon. Not quite 2 weeks, probably, when I was coming back through the Yukon, and I stayed there with my Yukon mother and Lyle there at the Triple B Bed and Breakfast in Whitehorse, Yukon. But anyhow, when I was staying there is when, you know, part of the time Mom was in the hospital with, you know, with her bad staph infection then, and I spoke about her then, and just about how tough she is, and just, you know, how much she has suffered. And I guess really I was just going to say more about that now. Just you know, once again, it's you know, another bad flare up. But as already stated, you know, this has been an ongoing thing for her for I mean, literally years at this point, as far as her legs being so bad. She does have MS, and she's her back is just all twisted up. She was maybe 5'6" or 5'7", and she's maybe like 5'4" now. But again, her back is just really twisted up, and of course, you know, it just goes, you know, it's a chain reaction, just goes on down the body, and you know, her hips and her knees, and she's just all, you know, crooked and humped over, you know, when she walks. And you know, probably just, that's part of, you know, just the whole circulation thing. You know, she just doesn't have much muscle tone in her legs, and she just has these skinny little legs, and you know, and henceforth, you know, the bad circulation, I believe. And you know, her age, I know people, you know, she is 76, and just with age, you know, people have circulation issues. But just for her, you know, it's kind of like the perfect storm, so to speak, just all the above. But yeah, she's been, you know, it's been probably, you know, a couple years, if not a few years, since she first started getting her legs wrapped. You know, just tight compression. She was going to she's been to an infectious disease doctor back when I think a lot of her problems first started. And then for quite some time, she was going to a wound center once a week and getting her legs rewrapped. And then she's been going to a dermatologist, getting her legs wrapped weekly, and she's had home health care come in and, you know, wrap her legs and all that. But it's just something she lives with. She lives with, from her knees down, her legs wrapped with like ace bandages and you know, I don't know if you call it gauze or whatever, but just, you know, protection underneath the bandages, because her skin is so messed up, and it seeps, and she's got open, you know, open wounds, open sores. It's really, my older brother Bob had mentioned it recently, and I think he put it best. I mean, from her knees down, her legs look like, you know, really like third-degree burns, and it looks so painful. And I feel so bad for her. You know, again, she has suffered so much, but and you know, and again, having all those open wounds and stuff, they have told her recent years, probably last year maybe, when she was in the hospital, that she is a staph carrier, which I guess, you know, a lot of us are. And you know, and then so I guess, you know, she has these flare-ups. But anyhow, you know, thankfully she's home now, and you know, getting in the hospital for a few days on IV antibiotics, and a lot of prayers, which we know makes all the difference. And so I'm thankful for that. And but again, I so hate to see her suffer. You know, a lot like my father-in-law. I talked about my father-in-law, who we affectionately called G Smooth. He, you know, with him passing back at the end of January, and just all that he had suffered in recent years with his health. But him and Mom both, man, just, you know, had been through so much, and you know, I mean, I guess the best way to put it is they have suffered well. You know, just with the grace, I guess you would say. And it's inspiring, you know, as much as we hate seeing them suffer. It's inspiring to see it, and to see, you know, their faith. You know, their faith isn't in these old bodies and doctors, or, you know, any of that. It's their faith is in God, and like I said, it's just inspiring to see. Yeah, I guess that's about it. Again, just kind of rambling on here. Just thought I'd talk a bit more, as I said. And again, it's good